Hi, and welcome to today's webinar on 5 tips to find the best food manufacturing staffing partner. I'm Natalie Chokich, Marketing Manager at PeopleReady and the moderator for today's webinar. Today's webinar will cover finding a partner who understands your business, compliance, turnover and worker retention, pre-screening, safety, and then we'll conclude with a Q&A portion. Joining me on today's webinar is one of my colleagues, Kelly Holcomb, Director of Operations for Manufacturing and Logistics here at PeopleReady. Welcome, Kelly, and thank you for joining us. Before Kelly starts, I have a few logistical items to cover with you all. If you have any questions throughout the webcast that you'd like to ask, please submit them at any time throughout the presentation by clicking on the navigational bar below the screen. We'll address all of your questions at the end in our Q&A. And if we aren't able to get your question, we will follow up with you after the event. Additionally, we have a link to our Resource Center where you can learn more about PeopleReady that can be found in the attachment section on the left-hand side of your screen. We will also share some of the materials that can be found here with you via an email after the webinar. If you are experiencing any technical issues, please email support@brighttalk.com. Finally, feedback is how we learn and continue to improve. So we welcome you to submit things you like and things you'd like to see from us in the future by providing a rating and adding any comments or suggestions by clicking on the Rate This at the end. And now I'm going to turn it over to Kelly.
Thank you, Natalie. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you for taking the time to join us on the call today. I appreciate that your time is valuable and that you took time out of your busy workday to join us. A successful partnership isn't always easy to find, and this is true in the staffing world. You already have a successful manufacturing business, and you want a staffing partner that can support your workforce needs today, as well as be positioned to grow as you grow your company into the future. Finding the right staffing partner that will allow you to focus on your primary job, as well as getting you the right people at the right time, is the key. PeopleReady is a division of TrueBlue, Inc. We're a global workforce solution leader connecting people and work across the country. PeopleReady is one of the top industrial staffing agencies in the country with more than 600 branches. We have over 25 years experience working in different industries, including the food manufacturing industry, and we're committed to finding the best workforce solutions for each of our customers. This can include temporary, seasonal, temp-to-hire solutions. I'll pause there and turn it back over to Natalie for a quick polling question.
Thanks, Kelly. And now we have our polling question. Please note, these polling questions are only meant as a way to interact with our audience. The answers you provide along with the results are not shared with anyone. And now I'm going to start the first question. So you should all see on your screen now, how well does your current staffing partner meet your business needs? Above average, average, or below average? Please feel free to cast your votes now. Alrighty, it looks like I'm getting some great results. Keep those answers coming in. Alrighty, and it looks like we are about to close the polling, so everyone just get your last minute votes in. Perfect. I'm going to keep it on for another 10 seconds. Alrighty, 5-second countdown. Everyone get those votes in as quick as you can. And we are done. Alrighty, so it looks like everyone answered that their current staffing partner meets their business needs about average. Kelly, any input you'd like to put on that polling question?
No, it honestly doesn't surprise me when we say, it's about average. This is something that we're hearing for companies across the country. Staffing today with our record low unemployment, you've got gig workers, current skills gap, it's vastly different than what we saw in staffing 10 years ago. So let's talk about 5 tips for picking your staffing partner. The first tip, and probably the most important, is you need to pick a staffing partner who understands the food industry. You need a company that can supply associates in all areas of your production process, from raw ingredients to ready to work. You need a staffing vendor that understands your GMPs, food safety, OSHA requirements, and SQF certification. If you're talking to a staffing vendor, you mentioned donning and doffing. Does your staffing partner know what you mean? So you want to look for a staffing partner that can create a unique workforce solution, not one that sends you just a canned program. Do they understand what you do? Can they recruit for you? Can they find you the workers that you need when you need them? If they can't fill your jobs, we all know production goes down, and the worst thing that can happen is you come in and your line goes down because you don't have enough workers to keep the line open. You should ask your staffing company if they can create an orientation specific to you, covering things like the dress code, GMP, food allergens, or cross-contamination. Most manufacturing companies operate 24/7. You want to look for a staffing partner that's available when you need them. If you work 24/7 and they're open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, may not be the best fit. You also want to look for a staffing agency that you can reach when you need them for on-call. We've got experience working with food manufacturers across the country, baking, pasta, meat processing, fruit and veggies. We've got confectionery companies and other specialized products. We've also worked with companies that are SQF certified. We understand that you want workers that comply with essential food safety guidelines, such as, no facial piercings, no false nails, understanding the proper way to put on their hair net, beer net, understanding that when they sneeze, they need to sneeze into the elbow of their smock. Things that are very common in the food industry that we're very, very comfortable and deal with every day. Our PeopleReady branches are open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and half a day on Saturdays. Our branch managers are on call for emergencies. When they give you their business card, you get their cell phone numbers because we're available to our customers. PeopleReady also has a new technology that we're leveraging called JobStack. It's our mobile app, and we can use it to increase communication, recruiting, and reporting. The best example that I think of when I talk to our manufacturing customers, if you have a third shift supervisor that's approved to order staff, he and she can order a worker on our mobile app at 1 a.m. There's no waiting to send you an email. You have to get with HR. HR has to wait till the branch is open. They can do it automatically 24/7, and as soon as we walk in the door, we know what you need. With our technology that we're leveraging, PeopleReady is recruiting 24/7. Candidates can apply online. And once they get through our process, associates can view available jobs 24/7. Somebody comes home and they've got a bad day at work, they can look at our jobs and see what manufacturing jobs we have. And there's no limit on seeing what the availability is. You want a staffing partner who understands your environment and can implement a smart, flexible workforce solution. Let's talk about tip number 2, compliance. You want to look for a staffing partner that has a focus on compliance. Federal regulations, state regulations are constantly changing. failing to keep up can create litigation and enforcement risk for both individuals and corporations. You want to find out if the staffing organization you're considering is DHS Image Partner. Is there a corporate team that audits their branch network to ensure that they meet the commitments that they promise you? PeopleReady has a dedicated compliance team that's committed to overseeing our branch network. Our branches are audited to ensure the highest level of integrity and back our commitments to make sure we do what we say we're going to do. You want to be sure that you look for a staffing partner that has an operations team that is just as strong, if not stronger, than their sales team. To give you a couple of examples of our commitment to compliance, every PeopleReady applicant must pass a behavioral evaluation during our pre-screening process. It's a proactive evaluation designed to eliminate counterproductive behaviors. It's designed to ask questions that reduce turnover, workers' compensation loss, theft, and increase productivity. This is a pass-fail. Any applicant not passing our behavioral assessment is unable to work for any PeopleReady branch for a minimum of 1 year. Another example of our commitment to compliance is, as a DHS Image Partner, every one of our associates go through E-Verify, and our technology is set up that mandates our branches run E-Verify before they can send somebody on a job. When PeopleReady associate rides at your job site, you can be confident that they are eligible to work. Tip number 3, you want to ask about turnover and worker retention. You want a staffing partner that has the ability to find the right workers for your business. Do they understand what you need, or are they talking about a one-size-fits-all? Nobody does your business exactly like you do, and a one-size-fits-all is not necessarily the best option. You want a staffing partner that understands the effect of turnover and worker retention on your productivity. Are they committed to reducing attendance and turnover programs? Do they reward people that do have perfect attendance and have longevity? If your company tracks individual productivity, is there a process to reward your contingent workforce with productivity bonuses? Any staffing company can send you people. We want to be sure that you're getting the right workers. Is your staffing partner following up on performance and quality checks? Are they tracking KPIs or key performance indicators so that you know not only what your turnover percentage is, but why you're having that turnover? If we don't know the reason we're having turnover, we don't have any data to analyze, it's hard to put a policy in to change that trend if we don't know why it's happening. You want a staffing partner who cares about your needs from your first conversation all the way to the last day on the job. PeopleReady can develop a customized workforce solution that addresses your needs and requirements. We're committed to providing the best candidate the first time, on time, and reducing turnover. We routinely ask our customers to rate our associates using JobStack because we want your feedback on our workers. There are some that we'll be able to coach, that we'll be able to help them understand what their weaknesses are. And there'll be others that we need to talk about and replace. But having that constant feedback routinely, potentially on a monthly basis, makes a big difference in getting that feedback. We track key performance indicators that are important to you. We're not going to just throw data at you. We want to track what's important to you so that we can always be on a path of continuous process improvement. Reviewing the KPIs to determine root causes of turnover assists us in creating what we call an ideal candidate profile so that we know the type of worker that works best for your company. Tip number 4, you want to emphasize pre-screening. Ask your staffing provider to describe their pre-screening process to you. Every new worker requires time-consuming onboarding, and if the staffing partner you use isn't familiar with the ins and outs of manufacturing and doesn't provide pre-screening, you can lose productivity due to poor candidate selection. We also know that most companies want to fill their full-time positions from their existing temporary pool. If your staffing partner doesn't understand and match your company's hiring criteria, you will have invested months in training a worker. That worker will fail to meet your hiring criteria, and you have to start the training process all over. And of course, in that scenario, productivity is affected. PeopleReady, we approach staffing from several different angles. We have over 600 branches. We can also leverage our national resources, but we always recruit and service our customers from a local level. Each of our branch teams strive to build personal relationships with our customers to better understand your business. We're very, very transparent in our pre-screening process, and we're happy to talk about it with any customers or prospects at any time. But to give you an example of our pre-screening process, everyone goes through our behavioral assessment. Again, it's a pass-fail. If they do not pass, they cannot work for us for a year. We have a safety assessment. Again, it's a pass-fail. A melody. We do behavioral-based interview questions to look for past behaviors. We have E-Verify. And we also have available background checks and drug screens that can match our customers' hiring criteria if it's applicable. We understand the constant need to train a revolving door of workers adds stress to your team and reduces your productivity. Our goal is to increase employee retention by better preparing our workers, which reduces the number of people you have to train. Every time one of our associates gets hired full-time by our customers, we consider this a win-win-win. Our associates have found a new career, our customers have found a full-time worker, and it reinforces that we're doing our job to match the right people with the right opportunity. This leads us into tip number 5, safety. Safety has to be a top priority for you, your workers, and your staffing partner. You want to partner with a company that's committed to seeing every worker return home safely every night. At PeopleReady, serving our customers and promoting the well-being of our workers is the heart of what we do. Our Be Safe program sets safety standards for every associate we deploy, and this is to protect our workforce. We have a team of field safety specialists in every region across the country. These safety specialists work with our local branches and our customers to create a safe work environment. They're available to visit our customers and work with your safety team to develop strong safety management practices. We utilize our mobile app, JobStack, to send safety-focused push notifications to our workers, reminding them with safety messages throughout the month. At PeopleReady, nothing is more important to us than sending our workers home safely to their families every night. So let's look at some main takeaways. We understand that your company has a unique challenge when it comes to staffing, and working with a trusted staffing partner can help to free up your time, optimize your staffing model, and help you reach your business objectives. PeopleReady has over 30 years of experience partnering with food manufacturing companies across the country. We've been a GHS image partner for more than 10 years. We have specialty offerings designed to address the specific challenges unique to the food industry. Our customized workforce solution will focus on specific points of challenge to provide contingent labor, maintain a safety focus, and enhance client productivity. Now that we've discussed the 5 tips to find your best staffing partner, I'm going to turn it over to Natalie and see if we have any questions that have come in.
Thanks, Kelly. So first of all, I'd like to thank you for all of the insights that you just shared with us. And during the webinar, we actually did have some questions come in that we will ask and answer now. So Kelly, one of the first questions that we got was, what experience does PeopleReady have in working with companies that have unique SQF certification requirements?
Great question. PeopleReady, we've got with several companies that have SQF certification, and we have the ability to create a customer-specific orientation and onboarding process. What we typically do is partner with a company's quality control and food safety engineer to create our orientation, and we can include a test with it that will confirm comprehension of the orientation material. I've had customers where my customers' customers audited us on our orientation to make sure that we are providing the right information and that we've got the testing to confirm comprehension of the material. Our whole goal is to send our customers a worker that's knowledgeable and prepared to work in their environment. Any other questions, Natalie?
Yep, we actually have a few more. So the next one is, my company has multiple facilities in more than one state. Does PeopleReady have the ability to support large customers on a national level?
We do. We have a national account team that works with our largest customers that we can bring in additional resources and set it up so that when you call, you get the same service in Georgia that you do in Washington or California that you do in New York. We'll take the best practices, share those with our different branches to ensure that we get the same level of customer service, the same pre-screening and onboarding at each of those locations. So we absolutely could support a customer that has multiple facilities.
Perfect. Alrighty, and I think we just have time for one more question. So I'm going to select the one in regards to long-term staffing. So the question is, I understand that PeopleReady has a solution for long-term staffing, but can they also support project-based work during my season?
Another great question. We can absolutely support both. We're very unique at PeopleReady in that we have experience doing both short-term and long-term positions. It doesn't matter if it's project-based, if it's seasonal, or if it's temp to hire. We can create that unique workforce solution that can encompass all of that. It's very, very typical when we're working in the food industry for a company to need, a certain number of associates year-round, but then there's a seasonal ramp because they're working with produce or they're working with something, everybody wants salad in the summer when we, things like that. So it's very unique that we do that, but we can do both short-term and long-term. And our branches interview to find out what type of work those applicants are looking for so that we can match the right person to the right job.
Perfect. Thanks for sharing all of that with us, Kelly. So it looks like there's a few more questions, but we're getting close to time here. So Kelly will personally follow up with you if you had a question that we didn't have time to get to. Additionally, if you have any additional questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to Kelly via the information provided on the screen above. And I'll give you all a minute just to take down her information. For more information about PeopleReady, please visit our website, www.peopleready.com/customer. Just as a reminder, if you can, please take a few minutes to rate this webinar and provide feedback. We greatly appreciate it and will use it to influence content in future webinars. This concludes our webinar for today. Thank you so much for spending time with us, and we look forward to having you on another webinar. Thanks.